Welcome to Red Zone Sports Week 18, the final main slate of the season. We got a lot of games with a lot on the line. I'm glad to be back after missing last week. How we doing, boys?
We're doing great.
Good. Good brews, good friends.
I got a cat running a track meet in my house right now, but other than that.
What's the Chris Farley line? Good brews, good tunes. I feel great.
Smoking, drinking, puffing,
I hate my hate my food, hate my job, hate my dad, but I feel great. I'm gonna go pick a fight.
Amazing. I'm ready to go though.
Let's get after it, man.
So it's gonna be interesting. This is gonna be like a preseason mixed with a regular week, mixed with I don't know. There's
mixed with
spots.
Like 6 teams that have to win to get in the playoffs.
Yeah, and there's other teams like the Vikings. Like the Vikings, have a 9% chance to win or to get into the playoffs. So it's 4% if they lose and it's 9% if they win. But look, still counts, right? Like they're still doing it. Then you've got other teams like Arizona who are playing for nothing but to piss in everybody's Cheerios.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing Seattle, who needs to win, right? And we saw last week, Arizona, thank you, Arizona. They're not just going to lay down, right? And then you got some things starting to come out about like the Niners. It just got announced tonight. Trent Williams is going to play. How much is he going to play? I don't know. But the Rams are playing nobody, right? So could like a Sam Darnold-led 49ers come out and just like put up 35 points? Yeah.
Or does Kyle Shanahan come out and just run the ball 58 times and say, get the hell out of here, and we'll see you in 2 weeks?
I don't know. We'll see. I mean, it's going to be a very different week. I think I think it's really interesting because there's a lot of spots that like you can get weird with. Again, like you got another team like the Giants, right, who have proven and put out there that they're not going to like stop playing, right? Like Tyrod Taylor is still like he's like herpes, right? He just like keeps coming back. If you don't really get rid of him, he's just going to keep coming back, right? Like,
but good herpes because he won me some money last week.
Yeah, I mean, me too. I played him too. Like I'm sick and demented like that, and I played him too. I also played a Derek Carr stack last week. That didn't go so great, but
it's gonna be a fun week to take some shots for the final main slate of the year. That's for sure.
But you're gonna be able to get really creative in spots, right? Because of the backups. The backups getting full play time. You're gonna be able to go cheap in a lot of areas and go up in a lot of areas. So there's just a lot of opportunity to get creative.
With that, real quick before we get to quarterbacks, Jim, do you have the ownership pulled up? Do you have kind of like a rundown here? Because I'm very curious to see where the field is leaning right
now. For quarterbacks,
just all like overall positions, like anybody stand out.
Yeah, let's start every position with some ownership. So I mean, if you want us to go ownership for quarterbacks, and then we can roll.
Yeah.
Down the list.
So once we start each position, I'll kind of roll through. Quarterback's still pretty spread out. We got 13 games. If I sort by ownership, we've got Dak at the top at 13%.
Okay.
So single entry, 3 max, probably closer to like 15 to 20 maybe. It goes Dak, Fields at 9%, Geno at 8%, Hurts at 8%, Easton Stick at 7%, Jake Browning at 7%, Kyler Murray at 7%, which is way too low. Jordan Love at 6, Tyrod Taylor 5, and then just kind of goes from there.
All right, so no one's really over leveraging the field here. All right, cool.
All right, up top, Joe, you get to lead us off.
Well, honestly, I don't want to pay up a quarterback this week with the amount of backup options and how low we can go. I mean, Hurts. I mean, I'm not a fan. Prescott, again, like what's the point of playing him? I just don't see it. Like is Dallas really in this big must win where they're going to put up 49 points and keep their starters in if they're blowing them out, and there's just something weird about it. So I really want to go low. I don't really like this top tier. If I was going to go with anybody, it would be Justin Fields. But personally, I really like the other side of that game.
Well, I can touch on it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's one of my favorites this week for sure. He's been fairly arrogant this week, some of his comments, and you've seen DJ Moore come out talking about and saying how much they want him back. If he comes out and absolutely lights the Packers up and keeps them out of the playoffs, like, not saying they're not going to draft Caleb Williams, but at least like it's going to give the Bears something to think about, right, heading into this offseason. So,
well, the Bears aren't going to draft another quarterback if Eberflus is the coach. If they don't change coaches, they're not changing quarterback. So,
well, we'll see. I mean, but again, if he comes out and he stinks it up, right, I'm just saying he has a lot to play for. I think in this game, not to say that the mind's not made up, but like this also is potentially an audition for someone else out there, right? Like he comes out and lights it up. I think it's just a good spot. I think the Packers defense has not been very good recently. I don't even count New Year's Eve night where Jaron Hall is not an NFL quarterback. So I like Justin Fields this week.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say that I don't think Dak needs to play the whole game in order to get there this week. I think,
but that's 4x though. We're looking for 32 points. I mean, he's done that. He's done it 4 times this year, but he hasn't done it in like 6 weeks.
Okay,
so I mean, it's
the Commanders blew their last wad last week trying to play the Niners as close as they possibly could, and they still couldn't cover a 14-point underdog spread at home. So, I think that, yes, Dallas is going to go out there and make sure. I mean, they're playing for the 2 seed. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's kind of important that they win this, and momentum is really everything to Dallas. I mean, if they get to 2 seed, that's 2 home games, right? So I think that there's so much value elsewhere, Joey. I get what you're saying. You can easily just put Dak and CD together and move on and then play whatever else you want to. I'm going to do that a little bit. I'm not going to full fade Dak. I do like the field spot better. Just the overall game environment, I like a lot better. I like the run backs on Green Bay. I like the Chicago side where it's just really simple. It's just Fields and Moore, and then you just move on from there. So yeah, Vinny, I'm with you. I'm Justin Fields. I think we're all kind of on the same page. Justin Fields is our favorite up there. Yeah.
The last thing I'll say on Dak, the Cowboys and McCarthy are not the smartest people in the NFL. Don't be shocked if he's not my favorite, obviously, but they still might think they could get him an outside shot at the MVP here if he goes out and throws 5 touchdowns. Would it shock you if McCarthy plays the starters way more than they should and probably get an injury or something and McCarthy's fired?
Nope. What wouldn't shock me though? You know what wouldn't shock me is before the season, Dak said, "I will not throw 10 interceptions this year." He is at 8. And I'm pretty sure he's thrown 2 picks to get to 10. It's got to happen.
I love it. All right, what about below Fields? This is where things start to kind of get interesting, I would say.
I'll never play Trevor Lawrence again.
I
think the Titans go full spoiler mode here and just not kick the shit out of the Jags, but I just feel like that offense is about to be stifled. It's going to be a very boring game with not many points.
I mean, okay. I could care less. I have more interest in playing Kyler Murray than anybody else. Mm-hmm. He's healthy. And I actually kind of think that the way to play him is to play him with James Conner. Because
you were on that a couple of weeks ago, man. Conner's been awesome.
Oh, I've been on Conner. Yeah, he's been good.
I mean, if you just go back and look at the timeline of when they activated Kyler Murray to come back, they didn't do it until James Conner was 100% healthy. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's a level of comfortability with those two that is really nice. I like to, on a weird week, are you serious, Kat? It's a really nice, weird stack to get Kyler, Connor, and the McBride.
Oh, so that's one of my favorite stacks to do. The quarterback, running back, tight end. to get
You're
weird.
not going to
Yeah, 'cause-
overstack it with our boy Dortch?
No, I mean, I just don't think that that's necessary. I mean, Dortch is fine, but there's so many other cheap plays this week that, like, I don't know. Like, I would much rather play like an Alex Erickson for 3,700 rather than Dortch for basically the same price.
All right.
Yeah, and Kyler's been getting 4x for his price every game, right? 20 points is 4x at this price point, and he's been getting it every game. So
Yeah, he's been awesome.
I like Kyler. I like Jordan Love this week. Crazy, one of those like contract things. He gets paid $500,000 bonus if they make the playoffs. So essentially, if he wins this weekend, he gets $500,000. Not that that's everything these guys play for, but those incentives are kind of nice to know. And Chicago's defense has been playing well, but it's not like they're this dominating defense either.
I mean, he's another guy. He's not playing for his job necessarily, but again, like these games go a long way for going into the offseason potentially, or Jordan Love gets into the playoffs, dude. He's their guy for the next 3 to 5 years. You know what I mean? Yep. Like they're going to lock in on him. So I think he's got a lot to gain this week as well. I like Jordan Love.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, moving below Kyler. Do you guys have any interest in Baker?
Guys. I do.
Yes. Yeah. I'm going back to Baker. It's a must-win game for them. He got there last week in some garbage time. I think he got like 22 or 23. But I'll go back to Baker this week. I really like Mike Evans. They have to win. They're playing the shit bomb Carolina Panthers. It's not a week of a lot of robust totals out there. So I'll go back to Baker, no problem. It seems like nobody is going to. Like, I would much rather play Baker than Geno.
Oh, I'm not playing any Geno. Like, if I'm going there, I'm playing the Kyler side of it. Geno's just been bad, man.
He sucks.
I don't understand the chalk like there, but whatever. I'm more than happy to fade that chalk. No problem at all. Below that, man, I'm probably going to have him as my highest owned quarterback of the week, and that's Ty God.
Yeah, baby.
Dude, he's like not a bad player, and he
was every time he like gets a start, something just wild happens to him that knocks him out for like a season or something, and then he has to start over somewhere else, like the trainer like sticking a needle in his heart or something, and it's just like. Yeah, it's just really weird shit that happens to him. But when he's healthy and he plays well.
He's a legit NFL backup. Borderline could start for probably 10 of these teams that are playing this weekend.
Yes.
And he's got cheap pairing options as well. And he gets the Eagles are in complete shambles, especially their pass defense. So,
I really only have one player I want to play with him, and that's Darius Slayton.
But Wandale got there last week. Like, I'm just saying, like, both of those guys got there.
Yeah, so, I just don't think I'm just more interested in Slayton just because of his big playability and upside. Totally. It's like Tyrod will just bomb it to him a couple of times a game, and I want all of that. Like, give me all of that. Like,
dude, and Darius Slate is not playing for the Eagles on Sunday, so their only hope of a decent corner that they have is not in. So I'm firing up Ty God all day.
Love it. Oh yeah, this is the interesting part. Is there anyone down here other than Tyrod that you guys are interested in? You got Darnold. I mean, Sam Howell.
Yeah,
Mullins is starting. Stick is starting.
I'm playing Sam Darnold, and here's what I'm going to take a gamble on of why I'm playing Sam Darnold. I think that last year, it's obviously the reason that they went out and spent some money on a backup quarterback for what happened in the playoffs to the Niners. Okay. I think that Kyle Shanahan wants to get Sam Howell as many reps as possible, Sam Darnold as many reps as possible. So that way, in the event that Brock Purdy does get hurt, we don't look at another, like the team's not just dead in the water like they were last year. Now, I think he's going to try and balance that with trying to run the ball quite a bit. But at 5,200, I mean, 20
He's
is
not going to be
4x.
afraid to throw it. Yeah.
Exactly. 20 is 4x. And Sam Darnold just fucking throws the ball down the field. So, like, I don't really even know who to pair him with. You could pair him with Ronnie Bell. If Danny Gray is active, I'm absolutely going to play a lineup with him and Danny Gray at the absolute dead men. Ray McLeod has been reactivated, and he's going to play. So you can kind of pick any one of those guys if you want to. You could just play him naked, but I think it's certainly viable. And of all of these guys down here, him and one other guy, I think present the most upside to get you that 20 plus where you kind of need to be in this range. The other guy is not Easton Stick, is Jarrett Stidham. Everyone's gravitating towards Stick down here because KC's sitting everybody. Like Denver and the Raiders both have nothing to play for anymore. It's a rivalry game. They're not just going to go out and patsy this. Like Antonio Pierce thinks he can win the Raiders job. I think that's fucking crazy, but whatever. And Stidham is trying to show that, like, hey, I deserve to compete for a starting spot next year, right? I like Stidham a lot at 4,900, and he's going to be like 1% owned.
Yeah,
So
I can see that Raiders game getting pretty weird and wild.
Yeah, 100%. Right? It's in Denver, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's in Las Vegas. So even better. It's a better weather situation. So yeah, I like that quite a bit. I mean, you could play him with Judy. We all know that the Raiders pass defense just not that great. We kind of saw it happen, last week. Minshew was kind of tossing it around a little bit. Those are the two guys down here.
Okay. Yeah,
Can I interest you in some Blaine Gabbert getting his first start since 2018 for the Chiefs?
I don't know if I can do the Blaine train.
I know. How about this narrative? What if the Chiefs' offense just explodes with Blaine Gabbert with all the backup receivers?
The problem.
So
exactly.
I mean,
no one else is thinking of. I'll tell you that.
It could certainly happen. I mean, you're right. He's at 1% or less ownership. So you're right there. I'll give you that. I don't know. What do you guys? Vinny? What's your take on Heineke?
I'm not playing him. I think that Atlanta offense is just so broken, dude. I saw that today. Desmond Ridder leads Bijan and like everyone on the team in rushing touchdowns this year. He hasn't started in like 3 weeks. Like the team's just broken with Arthur Smith, dude. The Saints are like good sometimes, but like we're gonna talk about one of my favorite plays in this game later. Like this is just gonna be like I have no idea how this game's gonna go. It could be 9-7. It could be 31-28. I have no freaking idea, and I don't know, man. I just don't think the offense for Atlanta is the most potent place.
Yeah, I think that I would rather just play Drake London and then move on from there.
How much is Heineke?
Heineke's 4,900.
So like that's my biggest argument is I'll just find $400 on the slate and just play Tyrod.
Well, I mean that's you could play Stidham for the same price. You could pay $300 more and play Darnold. You could pay $400 more and play Tyrod.
Yeah, right? I'm not going to mess with Heineke this week, mainly because of Arthur Smith's face.
Well, yeah. Joey, Derek Carr. I played a stack with him last week, and it actually didn't do too bad.
No, thanks. Sometimes you just got to stick to your guns,
I like it.
You're just playing a flag. You can't just remove the flag whenever you want. The flag is planted.
I appreciate the fact that you have a code as a man that you live by.
Yeah, there's only one code, but that's it.
Don't play
That's fair. That's fair.
Running backs. Jim Chalk. What are people doing? Are they paying down here?
All right.
Up here. What are we?
So this is one where it's kind of a mixed bag. So DK priced Zamir White up which is a good thing. We're going top owned is going to be Pollard at 21%. Zamir
Why
White.
do people keep playing Pollard?
Dude, I'll fucking pivot to Dowdle, dude. Dowdle probably scores 2 touchdowns this week.
Well, he's got to be
All right,
active
sorry.
first.
All right,
Well, whoever the backup running back is.
It makes me so angry.
Aaron Jones, 16%. Kamara, 15%. Bijan, 13. Rashad White, 12. Jahmyr Gibbs, 12, who's probably not going to play the whole game. Ronnie Rivers, 11% against the Niners. James Conner.
Isn't that the running back from the program? The backup?
Yeah, no.
That's Darnell Jefferson.
Yeah, that's
Darnell the other
Jefferson.
guy, the light-skinned dude.
That's Ray Griffin.
Yeah,
Starting
right.
Sorry.
Wow, what a pull.
Better start strengthening your wrist. Anyway, sorry, I've watched that movie way too many times. James Conner, 11%. Pierre Strong, 10%. Zeke, 10%. Chuba, 10%. And then the one guy that right now is only at 8%, which I think is throughout the weekend is just going to get steamed. And if he doesn't, I might play 100% of him, is Jordan Mason. Right now he's coming in at only 8%, but we'll get there when we get there. So
did you say what ETN's going to be?
Travis Etienne, 7%, and I have no idea why.
Okay. Well,
so he is. We're going to ask the question: who's our favorite from up here? It's Travis Etienne, and it's Breece Hall. Those are my two favorites from the outside.
Breece,
and nobody is playing. Why would I stop playing Breece? He has been the number one running back through the fantasy playoffs in the last 3 weeks. Like, why are we going to stop playing him now against a shitty New England team?
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
I'm with you. I like both Rashad White and ETN here. Again, like even in his off games, White has still been really consistent, gets the volume. If they go up here, they're going to try to just grind this thing out. Against Carolina, like this thing could be over very quick.
It could. So, I think Carolina's best feature for their team is their run defense.
Yeah.
And I think that their best option in this game is to make Baker throw the ball a little bit, to try and create some turnovers if they want to still try and win. I don't really know that they do.
Yeah.
I don't really know if it matters at this point.
So White, ETN, Breece.
Yeah, I don't dislike Rashad White. I just think that ETN and Hall present a higher ceiling. I will be playing some of Rashad White though. Like it's not. I'll just have more ETN and more Breece than White. And then I don't know what the fuck to do with Kamara. What do you guys do with Kamara?
So I mentioned it just a second ago, but I don't think he plays. And if he doesn't, I'm going to have a ton of Taysom Hill in this game.
Oh, my God.
They have no other options, Jim. And you know this team, the minute there's like a chink in their armor of what they think is a good offense, Taysom's going to be so involved in this game because they have a shot at the playoffs.
Yeah, they got to win.
Well, dude, Kamara just doesn't get the volume. Kamara just doesn't get the volume. Not for 7,500.
But I'm saying
it's not worth playing. You're looking for like 3 breakout plays, like to hit, and it's like it's like betting on a player in baseball to hit some dingers, right?
I'm just saying, like
there's just not enough volume.
I'm saying, especially like if Kamara misses, though, that's the pivot I'm making. I bet a lot of people go down to Jamal Williams. I'm moving to Taysom. So
that's the right move. I think
I'm not going to play Kamara.
Okay. All right, moving on down. Saquon's a fucking fraud.
He burned me
overpaid
last week quite a bit.
Yeah, dude. I did a lot of Tyrod Saquon, stacks, and it was just like Saquon is just not that good.
Well, I think
it's like all the Tyrod overrated player.
I think Tyrod could just run a real offense on like Daniel Jones that needs Saquon. So
yeah, I
got burned by it, but he's in a weird price point this week. So
if he plays, I like his counterpart on the other side of that game, DeAndre Swift, quite a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the Eagles just don't like give him the rock. What did he have? Did he get like good workload last week or no?
Yeah, he always gets the carries. 13 carries, 60 yards, no touchdowns.
That's the
So, like,
it's the
he
touchdown
never
thing.
gets
That's the killer.
touchdowns.
well, I mean, in last week he was game scripted out. Really, the week before he had 20 carries for 92 yards and a touchdown, got 15 and a half, 18 carries for 74 yards the week before. So, like, look, they are giving him the ball, like,
Yeah.
and I'll just take a gamble on that. Like, that's fine. Like, I understand it's not like a high percentage play or anything like that. I will take that gamble because he's going to be like 2% owned, and he's a guy at 2% owned that we've seen it. He can go off, right?
Yeah.
And it's, he's got a score from, a few yards out. Well, let's go back to week 2, 28 carries for 175 yards and a touchdown against a really bad run defense in Minnesota. Now we're going up against another bad run defense where he just had 16 points a couple of weeks ago, right? They're gonna go back and do the same thing. He almost had 100 yards versus the Giants 2 weeks ago. I'm gonna go to Swift because nobody else is. He's getting sandwiched in between Saquon, which is getting like 10 to 12% ownership, and then Jahmyr Gibbs, who's not even going to play the whole game, who's getting 12 to 14% ownership. So
I don't get that.
DeAndre Swift is a guy that I'm going to take a pretty big chance on this week. And have, he's only going to be 3% owned, but I'll probably have him in 10 to 12% of my lineups.
Okay. I mean, my two favorite plays, I think, in this week below our top end guys are Aaron Jones and James Conner. So I'm going to have pretty much one of those guys in every one of my lineups.
Your
and
boy,
I'm going to have a lot with both.
No more Kenneth Walker?
I'm feeling Kenneth Walker this week.
I am going to have some
my
Kenneth
God.
Walker. Why not? He's already cleared for this week, dude. He's getting healthier.
Yeah, I'm feeling Kenneth
Seattle
Walker.
has an outside shot. They have to win.
Yeah, he was great last week.
I think he got 16 or 17. He almost
He got 16 16 and a half points on 10 carries.
Insane.
Jesus Christ. 10 carries.
But that's the
no,
thing.
the
It's like
issue.
just give him the fucking ball. Like when you actually watch him play football, you're like, this guy's better than everyone else.
He's just so much
But
better
they
than
just
Zach Charbonnet.
they just want to rely on fucking Geno Smith all the time, and it's like this is why you guys suck.
Yep.
But no, Aaron Jones in a must-win game. James Conner has been absolutely flames the last 3 to 4 weeks. So I love both.
I
of
think
those guys.
I like Derrick Henry possibly this week. His last game as a
my
Tennessee Titan.
You're buying into it, huh?
His last
Well,
week
you think
as a
Tennessee's going to
Titan.
win? So yeah.
I just think, I think Jacksonville fucking blows it.
You think Vrabel just gives this guy like 37 carries?
I think Vrabel actually does. I think Vrabel just pounds the rock. He gets these guys fired up just to be the spoiler and just to fuck over an in-division rival from the playoffs. The narrative is there. I believe in it. And Derrick Henry walks out after this year. And
all right, I'm gonna have to throw down some Derrick Henry then.
Yeah, it's like I'm not going to have
believe it,
50% of my lineups, but I'm going to have a Derrick Henry lineup, no doubt.
Yeah, Zamir White, are you on him again this week?
Yeah, I'll play Zamir White this week.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean they've shown that the Raiders have not adjusted their play calling or their offense, whether it's him or Jacobs, and that likely means that Josh Jacobs is gone this upcoming year.
Yeah.
Well, Josh Jacobs was already ruled out, and he posted something on Twitter like LOL or something, and it was like, I'm pretty sure they told him like, take a seat, dude.
You're bye.
Go take a hike. They don't want to.
We just paid fucking like $12 million this season not to do shit. So
yeah. Well, it's like the Russell Wilson thing, right? Like he's probably got some injury guarantees, probably not as much because he's a running back and different, but like, they're moving on from him after this year. I mean, they kind of have to improve other areas of their team.
They're seeing what they got in Zamir White, so they want to give the young guy some carries and see if he can be the guy next year, or they're going to go get someone else. And they know they're not going to have Jacobs, so why would they run him out there this week?
100%. Yeah. So, I mean, and Zamir White's done well too. Very consistent. 17 and a half, 15 and a half. 17, 20, 22 carries. So,
yeah.
Denver's defense, not very good. So, and the Raiders, they've shown that like, hey, like we don't really want to throw the ball very much. We don't trust this guy guy with the Farva stash very much. We're just going to pound Zamir White because the Raiders do have a decent offensive line. So, that's kind of the silver lining in this whole thing. We've got Elijah Mitchell for the Niners. What do you guys? I have more interest in playing Mason than Mitchell.
I'm dropping way down and playing Mason as well. I just don't.
Okay.
Mitchell's been banged up. He's been missing practices. The last thing they need, this guy who gets hurt every 12 carries, is to get hurt in this meaningless game. Like, just put him on ice. Let Jordan Mason carry the ball 25 times. Get to the playoffs. Yep. That's what I would do. So, but who knows? It's Kyle Shanahan. Eli Mitchell will probably go for 194 and then tear his MCL.
Staying in that range, though, Zeke is all of a sudden the pass catcher. Zeke, in the last 4 weeks, 7 catches, 5 catches, 9 catches, and then last week he had 1. But the guy's getting the rock. They're giving him the ball. Stevenson's out. The Jets have absolutely given up. Their run defense isn't great in the first place. I can see Zeke getting a multi-touchdown game this week.
I could also see the Patriots winning this game.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the whole point.
I'm fine with playing Zeke down here. I'm cool with that. I mean, he's going to be like 10% owned, which is not a massive amount. So yeah, I'm good with that.
At home.
The weirdest guy of this whole range, and he's been like this all year, is Javonte Williams. I can't for the life of me figure out like. It's attractive though, because he's getting, he's averaging 13 to 14 carries a game.
And 3 catches a game. Like every game, he has 3 catches.
Yeah. So he's not killing you. He's right there on the precipice of if he gets a touchdown, at 5,300, once we get to 20, that's 4x.
But this is where Sean Payton, this goes all the way back to his Saints days, where he's like Andy Reid in a lot of ways. He gets really cute inside the 5-yard line, and Javonte Williams just doesn't get touchdown opportunities.
Yeah,
right. He's he's Wendell Brown. He's Wendell Brown in Varsity Blues. He just pounds him all the way down the field, and then he won't give him the touchdowns.
I'm just not going to outthink myself this week. I've played a bunch of Javonte this year. It hasn't really panned out. If he gets me in week 18, then whatever.
Well, that's my whole thing. This is my last chance to play him. I've played him and dumped so much money into him this year. If I don't play him and he goes off, then you're gonna find me hanging from a light pole somewhere.
Don't chase when the cards are cold, man. Don't keep chasing. Just go to the table.
Don't taste the dragon.
I'm playing Javonte.
All right.
I'm playing Javonte. I'm not playing a ton of them, but I'll have him in a lineup or 2.
All right.
Good luck.
That's all I got. We talked about Mason already.
Yeah. All right. Wide receivers. Let's go over here.
All
Let's
right.
start with the chalk report. Nobody is coming in. Oh, sorry. I didn't have it sorted right. Anyway, CeeDee Lamb, 41%.
Excuse me?
Which means he's going to be probably 50 to 55% owned in single entry and 3 max.
So everyone's going to play CD and probably pay, and what we could tell, pay down at running back.
Olave, Jefferson, 19%. Adams at 18%.
Jefferson?
I actually like the Jefferson play quite a bit.
But not at 20%.
Yeah, I'll play him at 20%. I don't care. He needs 123 yards to get to 1,000 yards. He's talked about it before. He wants to have 1,000 yards every single year that he plays against. Now, listen, let's say that the Lions get up big. Okay. I could see them pulling some of their starters in the second half. Then you've got Justin Jefferson running against 3rd and 4th string dudes. Okay. So I am going to play him in a couple of lineups just because it's so easy to. I would much rather play him than Devontae Adams because they'll just force the ball to Jefferson.
So will you play Jefferson? Do you like him more than AJ Brown? Because Devonta Smith is out.
See, I think AJ Brown is the workaround all of this. If that ownership is that high for someone like Lamb and Jefferson, AJ Brown is very, very due for a touchdown.
AJ
I mean, he's got 1,500 yards this year, 105 catches, hasn't scored a touchdown in 5
This could be
years.
like a 35-point AJ.
So we're going over the chalk right now. Let's finish that.
Sorry.
Devontae Adams 8%, Hopkins 16%, Demario Douglas 15%, Jamar Chase 15%, and then it tails off. Reed 11%, St. Brown 10, Khalif Raymond 9.5, Lockett 9, Godwin 9.
So the decision of the week is a CD Lamb.
So where's AJ Brown's ownership?
So AJ Brown, the second highest price wide receiver at 8,700. He's coming in at 7% owned. So you got to play AJ Brown. I don't know why you wouldn't play AJ Brown. It's the easy. You can play Tyrod and Slayton, and then come back with AJ Brown, and then just go on your way.
Yep.
I mean, it's the easiest, and I don't get why. Like, when I first looked at this tonight, I was like, I mean, it's one of those things. It's like, this is too easy. Like, I can just play like Tyrod and whatever receiver I want, and AJ Brown, and then still play whoever I want from there.
Well, and in my opinion, wouldn't CeeDee Lamb, hypothetically, once again, thinking McCarthy would use some of his brain, be the first guy who comes out on Sunday if they're like 3 touchdowns?
Well, it's the logical choice, right? Because a receiver, you can start to easily limit the amount of time that they're on the field. Like, it's a running play. Like, we'll just take him off. Like, you can't do that with Dak, right?
Right.
I mean, the Saints do it, but yeah,
if you fade CD and he does nuke, you're in deep trouble. But if he has a moderate to or below game, you're in business this weekend.
But again, you can do weird stuff this week. Like, you can play. There's enough value out there where you can play AJ Brown and CeeDee Lamb together.
I was just thinking about that, or Lamb and Jefferson, or whatever.
Whoever you want to. There's so much value out there. It's not even funny. So like, yeah, like you could, and then like for running back, you just play Zeke and like Connor, right, for cheaper running backs, and then away you go. Or my guy Javonte.
Yeah, that makes sense.
No.
Okay. Well, that's a very interesting roster construction question.
So going down, we've got Puka, who's going to be active. He only needs 4 catches and 23 yards to break 2 rookie receiver records, and then they are most likely going to yank him once they get on that record. So I'm just throwing it out there for everyone in the ethos. Deebo Samuel's going to be active. I don't.
I'm not touching any big Niner name players.
I don't know why Mike Evans is only going to be 8% owned. I'm going to be all over Mike Evans. It's just an easy play for me. This is one of those weird games, I think, where DK Metcalf just might go fucking wild.
Yeah.
He does this shit where he just like has these big games and then is quiet and is like weird energy around him, and then just like doesn't really do anything, and then has like another one of these like nobody, like the only reason I caught a piece of that DK like madness game against Dallas is because it was a showdown game, right? Yeah. Otherwise I wouldn't have been fucking playing DK, but like now you're looking like they gotta win, right? I think that JSN has started to come on the last few weeks. Maybe they're not going to bracket DK as much. The Cardinals secondary is terrible. Okay. So he's a guy that not a lot of people are talking about this week, showing up in the optimals 12% of the time, which is something that like I use as kind of a tiebreaker, where like Chris Olave is showing up in the optimals 11% of the time, but he's twice the ownership. Well, it's just an easy flip to DK for me.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. Right there is where, as well, DJ Moore is probably going to be my highest receiver.
I'll be playing a lot of him too. It's just easy.
And he's
Joe. Who do you like in this like mid range the most, from like 6,000 to like 7,200?
in the 6,000 range. I would
No,
say Cortland Sutton.
6,000 to 7,200. You like Sutton the best?
I mean, Sutton just stands out to me when he plays. Like, he is the red zone guy for them.
Yeah.
Again, it's like coaches gravitate towards people. It's like when Sean Payton had Marquise Colston. It's the same kind of vibes with Sutton. He's not this like crazy good receiver, but he is phenomenal in the end zone. He knows how to get himself open. And I can see Sutton having a touchdown or two in this game, especially if we think Stidham is going to throw for 300 plus. Sutton is just too cheap for the kind of season he's having and the kind of volume that he's getting when he plays.
All right, I can get behind that. Going down to like the low 6,000s here, Vinny. Who are you?
I mean, I'm kind of on Hopkins just because I think the Jaguars secondary sucks, and he has some major incentives to reach this week.
I get that, man. I've read about him, but here's my issue: the Titans play these like slow slogging, like ugly fucking, just worthless games, and I get it. And it's week 18, okay. I don't know if Vrabel is a guy to just be like, yeah, let's force this guy the ball.
So
I'm with you
either. I'm with you on that, but like the only receiving option that the Titans have that's any good is DeAndre Hopkins. I'm more in line with what Joey was saying, that I think like I do think Vrabel's the kind of coach who's like going to give a Nuke Rodney speech to like beat the shit out of the Jaguars on Sunday and like ruin their season. And you do that through DeAndre Hopkins. So that's why I'm not saying that like Vrabel's got it marked down to be like he needs 7 catches and 111. I think he's going to say, get this guy the ball and let's go beat these guys.
But you just agreed with Joey that they're going to fucking slam it to.
No, I said they could do that.
Derrick Henry 10,000 times.
No.
Honestly, the way Hopkins gets there, I think, is look, Derrick Henry is the one. If he's grinding and he's getting those yards in the box, Hopkins gets those one-on-ones in the outside. And what I think the stat line you're really looking for here is Hopkins like 4 catches, 120 yards, 2 touchdowns. Right, and just big plays. It's very possible. I just think it's a big play. Going for like 7, 8 plus catches from Hopkins in this offense, I just don't think that's ever going to happen. What you're really banking on is those 2 big plays that he's going to get.
And that's fine too. I'm just saying, like, they're not going to come out and be like, okay, we want to beat the Jags Sunday. Let's target Westbrook, Akina, and like some of these other guys where it's like, who are these people? Like Treylon Burks, that guy is terrible. So like all I'm saying is, if you think
that guy's really competitive,
guys, it's gonna be Henry, it's gonna be Spears, and it's Hopkins. Like that's who they focus on. So
all right,
I'm not gonna have like a major piece of him. I like Jaden Reed if he plays way more.
Speaking of that, who's your favorite Packers receiver to play for this upcoming week? Because that's that's the interesting part. It's Reed.
Reed.
Well, here's my. I'm gonna play some Reed, but I'm also gonna play some Romeo Doubs because Reed's dealing with this chest injury, and
he's been hurt every week the last 6 weeks.
He keeps re-aggravating it.
I know,
and that's why he took him out of the game last week.
But like even when he goes down, he's still. It's like, oh, he's down at 17 points. Like he was nuking. It's like, well, he still had 17.
Yeah,
I don't know. He's legit, man. He's really damn good.
Yeah, he is. So he's my preferred guy.
That's what I got, like. Man. I got Reed, and then I'm dropping into the 4s.
No, I really like Brandon Cooks. If everyone's all over Dak's nuts and they're just not going to play this guy again, I'll play Brandon Cooks in a couple of one-off lineups. Like that's
good
fine.
Leverage for sure.
And then I am going to play some Drake London as well. He's a good receiver. We've seen it. It's just, it's at least going to be indoors. They're probably going to have to throw the ball a little bit.
The chaos game.
The chaos game. This could be the chaos game. This could be like a Derek Carr, Olave, Taysom Hill, and run it back with Bijan and Drake London and just hope.
And Kyle Pitts. And just game stack this thing.
Not Kyle
Ew.
Pitts. Not Kyle Pitts.
6-man
dude.
game stack.
Gross.
Yeah, that would be. Yeah,
No, play like the Saints D if you really wanted to do that for a 6-person game stack. Don't play
you know what?
Pitts.
That's not a bad idea. I am going to do one game stack of this one because
I am too.
God only knows what's going to happen here.
I just told you how
Okay.
I'm going to play it. Like I'm actually going to play that.
Can we go down to the bargains areas? Is there anyone that stands out here that might be getting a start this week that you love?
Yeah, dude, Greg Dortch.
I know. Let's get there. I'm gonna
Wide
Dortch.
receiver 1.
I think Dortch is great. I think Demarcus Robinson is definitely going to be on the field for the Rams. Yeah. I don't know how much they're going to throw the ball, but like if everyone's going to play Ronnie Rivers, like I'll just play him instead.
Carson Wentz, dude. That is going to be fun to watch.
The revival.
I haven't seen him. So what is it? I mean, what's he been up to? Like, does he look good? Like, I don't know. I have so many.
It's crazy because he's been on the roster. He's been on the roster for like 8 weeks, but like no one. They haven't showed him on camera. They haven't shown him practicing. It's like it's a ghost.
He's gonna come out and throw like 5 touchdowns, dude.
He's gonna try, dude. He's White Jameis. Dude. He's gonna fucking try to throw for 5 touchdowns for sure.
That might actually be a sneaky play this week.
Well, yeah, because like, look, what other opportunity is he gonna get? This like
that guy thinks he is like an absolute year out Pro Bowler quarterback, and he doesn't understand why he is in the position he's in. He doesn't get it.
McVay is way more likely to come in and be like, "I'm going to try to score 40 today," than Shanahan, where he's like, "I don't care. I'm going to run the ball 45 times." Like I don't care at all.
Like I could care less.
Wandale and Slayton, lock them in, baby.
Yeah, I like Curtis Samuel too on the other side of that Dallas game. He's continuously involved in the game every single week, but they don't move his price at all. So, like, okay.
Now that we're down here, is Christian Kirk going to be like 90% owned, or what are people doing there?
I don't see where he's at the Stone Min, right?
Stoneman, he's still got the IR tag on, but he's questionable. They have to activate him tomorrow, so we'll know.
I don't think that they'll activate him. The ownership
must win.
the ownership isn't reflecting that people are going to do that. But again, we'll have to keep checking.
Hey, keep Shahid Khan's name out of your mouth, huh?
Jeez, take it easy.
Right. Shahid Khan. Whatever his name is.
When did you go defending him?
Fuck. I didn't. I don't know.
You just did.
Well,
I don't know what's happening.
We're arguing about Shahid Khan. Leave us alone.
Yeah, give me a break, Bill. David Bell is going to be the guy basically for the Cleveland Browns. I don't know if you really want to go there. I like Alex Erickson. He's been involved week after week with the Chargers offense. He's only 3,700. I mean, like he's like, last week had a decent week against, a few people. Him and Easton Stick have developed a nice little rapport, 8 points, 5 points, and then got in the end zone last week and had 16 against Denver. So, I mean, he's going to keep playing. And, Stick is just going to keep throwing him the ball, and he's going to be, 2% owned like he is. I might have a whole lot of Alex Erickson.
Love it. That's all I got, man. If Christian Kirk is activated, I'm going to play a lot of him because he's a free square at 3K. Even if he gets you like 6 points, he doesn't burn you. If you want to get
what if he's like 98% owned?
I don't think he's gonna be, because people are like not gonna just jam him. Like if he's activated, he's still gonna have the Q tag up until the afternoon. So you need to have a 3K pivot. But
I will be playing in my one Blaine Gabbert lineup, Justin Watson. He will be on the field for about 90% of the snaps.
Yep.
So Justin Watson, I think is a great play, dude. He's their downfield.
I've already got him in a lineup that I built.
Yes.
3,400. He's going to be on the field.
Like every play.
Yeah, they don't care if he gets hurt or not. Like that's
Exactly.
It's like fuck, we don't care. Like,
They're
go
gonna
for
send
it, bro.
him over to so many dig routes. It's just gonna be insane. And
Oh, yeah.
Blaine Gabbert's just gonna fucking hang him out to dry. It's gonna be great to watch. So
Yep.
no, I'm all in on Justin Watson. Like Blaine Gabbert lineup, I might sneak him in when I need the 3K min guy. So all right.
God.
Tight end.
Listen to what we're talking about.
Well,
Dude, it's week 18, all right?
tight end, Danny McBride up there at 6K.
Wait.
Amazing play, right?
I was like,
just wanted to keep you on your toes.
Yeah, I mean, he's 17% projected owned, but he's showing up in the optimal 25% of the time. So you're still getting positive leverage. So I will probably have close to 25 to 20 to 30% of McBride. He's just the easy run back and easy pair with Kyler. And he's shown that he's just going to pepper him with targets. So,
yeah, I think for me, Dallas Goedert's going to be my highest on tight end. Missing Devonta Smith.
Yeah.
How chalky is he going to be?
Goddard, not bad. It's really just – no, I was looking at and I saw Taysom Hill's ownership.
What's he going to be? No, don't say he's chalk.
0.2%.
Okay, I changed my mind. Taysom Hill is going to be my highest owned.
Send it.
I kind of have to agree with you. And I mean, even if Kamara's out, then it's just like
lock.
Yeah. Like I'm gonna play a little bit of him. No,
because he's also in a weird price spot. Like he's right in the dead middle. People are gonna go up to McBride or Goddard or whatever, or they're gonna go way down to save price. So dude, if Taysom Hill nukes and wins me a lot of money, I'm going to have to take back everything I've said over the last decade.
That's okay. That's okay.
Well, it's okay. Right. I mean, you just play him and he wins you the money and then you just move on with your life. It's okay.
Sometimes you're going to see me. If that happens, I'll go full like social media scrub and just make it like Taysom Hill 364 is my like handle. I'll be like full stalker status over him. Like Nick, what's his name in Blades of Glory? The stalker.
Nick Swardson.
Swardson, yeah, that's Nick Swardson. Yeah, I love you, Jimmy.
Another tight end to look at. I'm not sure for that DVD in tonight. Another DVD. I definitely have Blades of Glory on DVD, dude. PS4.
Oh, okay. let me fire up the Blu-ray.
It's not even a Blu-ray, dude. It's an actual DVD. I'm in a different era over here. Jesus.
It's a burn DVD too.
Another tight end to look at this week for 2,900 is Mike Gesicki as the number one tight end for New England as Hunter Henry is out. Gesicki has been getting like 10 points a game, which is 3x plus. So
we've been talking about
it's an interesting play. I have a lineup right now where I have three guys in a row: Justin Watson, Mike Gesicki, and Taysom Hill all in a row.
Oh my God!
Wow!
What a week.
Anyways, don't play that lineup. It's not advisable to anyone listening. Davis Allen is 2,500 for the Rams. He's going to take all the snaps because Tyler Higbee's ruled out. If you need a dead men 2,500 tight end, I'll play.
Yeah, I just don't think that I need that this week.
No, I'm just saying that. Like, I don't think you do, but
like, yeah, I just I'd rather play like I think that Johnny Munt is like an interesting play. He's the tight end.
For Minnesota.
For $500 more, he's a guy that's actually going to get you some points. I've never even heard of the guy that you just mentioned before, so there's that.
Now you know.
Anyway, you come up with some of the most random tight end guys I've ever seen in my entire life, and then you never play them. You talk them up. No.
What are you talking about? I play guys like Granson. I put my money where my mouth is. I'll play some Davis Allen. Lock them in. And
you
Squeeze him in double tied in with all my taste.
You can't. You ever heard the rule? You can't trust a guy with 2 first names. You can't trust a guy with 2 last names.
Oh, those are the people
Way
you trust
worse.
the most.
Oh,
Those are the people you trust the most. They don't even have a first name.
What are you talking
Davis
about?
Allen.
Come on, man.
All right. Anyways, defense, I'll make it easy. I'm playing everyone. I don't know what's going to happen this week. I'm going to play like 15. Or no. Yeah, I'll probably have like half the defenses on the slate.
Defense will be the last
Guaranteed.
the last thing that I put into my lineup. I'll tell you the defenses that I will not be playing. I will not be playing the Bengals, and I will not be playing the Chargers. Those are the 2 chalkiest defenses of the week.
Bengals and the Chargers?
Yeah.
Okay.
I want to go like full send on the Bucks. I know they're priced way up, but Bryce Young is the worst first overall pick in NFL history.
You know who I might go full send on? The Niners. We just said it earlier.
Carson Wentz.
Playing Carson fucking Wentz.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably not going to listen to McVay's half of his play calls
Nope.
and just go fucking Johnny Utah out there and try and rip him down the field.
Point Break. Good
like,
movie.
Wentz is going to have so much Creed playing before a game. Like he's going to not be able to control his emotions out there.
Dude, that guy is going to just look at his pupils. That guy might snort more cocaine than fucking Al Pacino and Scarface.
No, he's more religious than Kirk Cousins. He gets off on like
Carson Wentz is like, God's got my back, and he just closes his eyes and just hucks it.
Yeah, right.
Like, why is there interceptions happening?
He's been living in LA. He's probably been fucking cruising Skid Row for smack for handies. Dude, he's
made a lot of money.
He's way off the wagon. You know that guy is doing some hardcore shit before the game.
I don't think so. I think he's more of a Colt guy. But that's just like he's dabbling in.
Definitely a Colt guy.
He's more to me like a guy who's like definitely like full on into Scientology now that he's in LA.
Oh, I thought you said pole guy, like pole.
No.
See, no, I heard Colt like Waco. Like I can see him going full Waco for sure.
Okay, yeah. I heard pole. So
no, not that guy. All right, cool. We got
bold
calls. So let's see what kind of weird music Jen has loaded in here this week. Okay, let's do it.
This is like in baseball at the end of the movie, the championship halftime show.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll give you two. I'll give you Alex Erickson goes for 20.
Okay.
Take it easy. Okay. And then I'll go running back. I'll say DeAndre Swift goes for 30.
JoJo?
I'm going to say Jordan Love goes for 32 plus points. And this whole narrative that the Bears are going to go take the Packers out of the playoffs and all that stuff, it's like we know history. And I think the Packers go out there and get it done this week, and Jordan Love brings them to the playoffs. So 32 plus points, Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. All right, I'm sticking with my boy Ty God. 4 touchdowns. I think the Giants win this game outright against Philly. I think the Giants beat Philadelphia on Sunday.
Do they just and then Philadelphia just loses round 1 and then they're just out?
No, how cool would it be if they fired Nick Sirianni before the playoffs even started?
Would not shock. Matt Patricia leads them on a Super Bowl run.
Pencil dick.
And then I'm going to go with my guy. I think DJ Moore catches 3 touchdowns on Sunday. I think Justin Fields just feeds him all game. So
that's not outrageous.
All right, so we have Ty God, DJ Moore. We have too many quarterbacks in both Bill 1 lineup, but that's okay.
Yeah, I got the Jordan Love play on the other side.
All right,
hey,
boys.
Jordan Love won me a fantasy championship last week, going for 33. So
he's definitely rebounded better than I thought he was to start out the year.
Dude, he's got a really just young offense. The fact they're doing what they're doing is just impressive. All receivers are young. He's young. I mean, it's just that they're kind of like in this rebuilding mode, and knocking on the door for the playoffs. Like it's impressive.
They were just so conservative with him early on. Like they're letting him go. He's got like a good arm, and he's like better than I thought watching him.
That's what I thought, Vinny. I think LaFleur has finally just said, like, somebody might have told him, like, hey man, like at some point you just got to let this guy play.
Yeah.
And you got to call your normal offense, and we got to see if this guy is the guy. And if he's not, then like, okay,
he was
not,
missing,
right?
He was missing like 6-yard passes, and then you look back and it's like he was only throwing 6-yard passes. Like the offense was terrible. And
but again, like you got to see, like their top receiver, Christian Watson's always hurt, and then the most experienced receiver on the team is Romeo Doubs in year 2. Like that's the most experienced receiver he has. Like that's pretty wild that they're doing what they're doing right now.
Aaron Jones is hurt all year, and I think they had to like cut it loose. And
Dylan sucks.
Wait, oh my God!
Their best offensive lineman, Bakhtiari, has been out the entire season. Right, like everything Jordan Love's doing is just honestly, it's really impressive. Like again, the Packers I think have a really bright future.
They should move AJ Dillon to offensive line. Like they should play him at center.
He can't pull fast enough, dude.
No, just play him at center. Dude, that guy's quads are like a fucking steel I-beam that the Sears Tower was built out of. Like you tell me you can't move that guy?
The other thing that bugs me too is what's going to happen. They're going to move off of him, but that guy sucks clearly, and he's going to be in the NFL for like 12 years. Everyone's just going to keep taking shots on him and signing him.
He reminds me of Brandon Jacobs from the Giants.
Brandon Jacobs is way better, Joe.
No, I agree, but he reminds me of him. Like they're just big guys, and just everyone's going to keep giving him a shot.
He's more like a Jerome Bennis with slow feet.
Hey, Jerome Bennis was a god. All right,
I know, but the whole point of the slow feet, like, can't go through the hole. He's just a huge.
Yeah, you can't do anything.
Yeah, he sucks.
Can't do anything.
All right, boys. Good luck on the final main slate. Jim, you've got showdown shows out there.
Yeah,
circulating.
See you in Tahoe on Sunday.
Maybe we'll see.
All right.
We're working on potty training in the house. I don't think I'll make it.
Oh yeah, that's a not being able to leave the house activity right there, my friend.
A lot of sports ahead. All right, y'all.